I'm your host, Sue Kwon, filling in for Dr. Brenda Wade. Just how diverse are Silicon Valley's offices and executive suites? Well, activists have been trying hard for years to answer that question, but some of the industry's largest employers, including Apple, Google, Amazon, and Facebook, keep that information behind closed doors. Well, according to the Census Bureau's survey of net worth and asset ownership of households in 2011, the Black community has lost 53% of its wealth, resulting in a staggering wealth gap with only 5 cents of Black household net worth for every $1 in the white community. Now, one group that has made it its mission to build a talent pool of color is the Black Economic Council. And this morning, Executive Director Yolanda Lewis joins us this morning. Good morning, and thank you so much for being here. Now, you've been around for years and you've seen economic cycles. What is happening right now?
Right now, we're literally in a position where we're trying to survive. And what we're doing is working with our communities in order to, one, ensure they have employment, but two, to work towards small business growth and development so that we can ensure our families have homes that they can own, because that's one of the key indicators in the wealth gap, is that home ownership and the lack thereof has been a strong point as far as when they look at the data as to why we have such a large racial wealth gap. And home ownership is a key critical component to that factor.
And it's all tied together because jobs and job advancement is attached to how much you earn, which is attached to home ownership. So what do you see as some of the primary focuses to get people into careers and into jobs that lead to that wealth building?
Absolutely, we are focusing on the green economy because right now, especially in the Bay Area and California specifically, we have a lot of regulations that are promoting a green. We're looking at the homes being net zero energy moving forward towards the new year, and these are areas that we see high growth. We also focus on trying to prepare people for those jobs in the future, because a lot of times people will get into one role and they don't have an opportunity to expand their skill set. So we look at opportunities to transform into new job categories.
So how does the BEC, the Black Economic Council, actually make these things happen? It's one thing to say these are our goals, yes, but then you have to have very tight partnerships with the employers in the Bay Area.
One of the things that we do is we do a lot of analysis. We work with a lot of advocacy groups. We work with the Greenlining Coalition, and we meet with a lot of the senior executives at our corporations. And we understand what their needs are coming down the pipeline, and we begin to train our employees. So we have a program that we're running right now in East Oakland. And in July, we were excited because we were at 51 jobs. We filled 51 jobs in July, but in August, we were at 91. So we have been doing a great job at trying to identify where there are opportunities and then preparing our workforce in order so that they can take advantage of those opportunities.
And I think many executives are learning that diversity is not just a nice to have, but it's a must have for business. What is the case that you make when you're talking to employers about a diverse workforce and hiring African Americans from the community?
I absolutely show them that we add value, and there is absolutely statistical data that supports the fact that we help to drive profitability. If you look at small firms and you look at individuals from these communities, we're used to operating in a lean environment. We're accustomed to having to make things work without having a lot of resources. So we can bring those mindsets and those work ethics to these environments and help them actually to increase their profitability.
Are there any companies you want to call out as taking these risks and really being great partners?
We've been working with a few companies, Verizon, with AT&T, with PG&E. Those are some of our local partners, but what we're looking to do is expand the realm of what we're doing, because as technology grows, opportunities also grow. And so we want to work with our partners in order to demonstrate that we can not only help them with the problems and the issues that they have today, but we can help them to brainstorm and find solutions for tomorrow.
And you were telling me earlier before the show started that you're going through a transformation too. What would that be? What are you focusing on?
We are absolutely focusing on metrics-driven programs that we can actually show deliverables. Like I spoke about the program. So we're looking at 3 key indicators: how many jobs that we fill, or how many jobs were created by our small businesses, how many new contracts, or how much we've been able to increase the profitability of our companies. There are some pretty staggering statistics from the small business community where our Black businesses, only 1% of them are making $1 million or more. So a lot of times when we're out trying to promote them to get them opportunities in the corporate arena, they're not able to meet some of the minimum qualifications from a revenue perspective. And so we come up with ideas like partnering them up in strategic partnerships so that we can help them to elevate their skill set and their capabilities in order to compete.
And we all know executives like metrics and analytics because in this day and age, there's so much global competition.
Absolutely.
And what would you say in terms of, 5 years out, what would be a marker that you're really succeeding here? What's the picture look like?
I think if there's two key areas that we're looking at. One, we lost a lot of wealth in our home, the loss of our home ownership. So we're looking at helping our community to rebuild. One of the things that's happened is our credit has been devastated. So we're looking towards, we work with a lot of banking partners. Wells Fargo Bank has been a strong partner of ours, and they're looking at opportunities. We have a lot of community members who are underbanked and unbanked, and we look at programs to build their financial capabilities or financial literacy so that we can put them into a place that they can get back into home ownership, but this time be prepared in case there's another dip and that we don't lose our wealth through our home ownership.
And what I think strikes me as interesting in this conversation is you're not talking about help, you're not talking about handouts. Your language is very proactive. It's empowerment, it's accountability, and it's real programs so that everyone on all sides are accountable for the success.
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the key factors that what we do in our communities, in fact, we have a model that we serve the entire family, and I'll give you an example. We have in our jobs program, we have a gentleman, his name is JD, and he promotes, we want you to have a good self-image. We want to have your family, how was your grandmother? So there was a family that was completely unemployed, and he took 3 of them, and combined, they were making a little over $100,000 a year. And so he said, let's keep working so that we can prepare you to be able to buy a home, because combined, you make enough money. So we're promoting families sticking together, which has been a missing link in our community for some time now.
That's amazing. So they can more community members who need this kind of very specific help can come to you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Yolanda, for being here. That was excellent information. For more information about the Black Economic Council, you can call 408-888-9684 or visit the website www.blackeconomiccouncil.org. And there's a lot more ahead, so stay with us.